and it's overwhelming participation, registration from different parts of the country, including Northeast India. And we have diverse range of students, starting from school level students to college level and university level, and from different states, different universities and institutes. So before we go into the technical sessions, I hereby request our coordinator of Northeast chapter of Indian National Young Academy of Sciences, Dr. Manus, to give a brief introduction about INYAS and our INYAS local chapter, and also to make this to open this session, today's event. So over to Dr. Manus, please.
Yeah, very good afternoon to all of you. Here INYAS website is running in the present in our web. Here, so I would like to introduce the INYAS. Here, INYAS is the Indian National Young Academy of Science. Is the first and only recognized Young Scientist Academy of India, which was founded by the INSA Council in 2014, with a vision to promote science education and networking among young scientists at national as well as international level. Under the chairmanship of Dr. Chandrasekhar Sharma, INYAS had many initiatives such as NATFOS, National Frontier of Science, Science Outreach Camp, Remote Area Lecture, Career Awareness Workshop, webinar on current topics, and many more. We are actively working to connect young scientists of the country as well as world for science promotion. Currently, we have total around 100 members in our INYAS. And now I would like to introduce our Northeast local chapter. Here, INYAS is comprised of total 7 chapters in all over India. Here, Northeast local chapter in INYAS represents the northeastern state of the India. Currently, total 6 members in our Northeast local chapter. As here in all of us is today's resource person. All member of the Northeast local chapter is the today's resource person in this program, and who are actively engaged to fulfill the vision of INYAS in Northeast state. Today, we all collectively celebrate the Teachers' Day through the interactive session with all of you on the themes career opportunity in science in the changing scenarios. Yeah, thank you to all of you. Yeah, over to the Pankaj. Yeah, please.
Okay, thank you, Dr. Manus, for introducing INYAS and local chapter and our ongoing activities. Actually, the participants can go to this website, which is displayed in the screen, INYAS, INYAS.in, and you can find out a bit more, because we do not want to, spend time on this. So you will find some more relevant and more information about our activities here. So now we directly go to our the main sessions, that how we plan. That we have now 6 resource person from our INYAS members from Northeast local chapter, and as well as I have invited a special resource person from Tezpur University Department of Physics, Dr. Ritupon Sharma, because we did not have a person from the physics department, and many of you are interested in knowing career opportunities in physics, and have also asked some questions in the Excel sheet. So I have requested, so he'll be joining us shortly. How we plan that initially, we all 6 members will give brief presentation from 5 to 6 minutes on our domains like biology, mathematics, chemistry, environmental sciences, like that. Then we will make this session open for questions. And also we have received some queries through our online registration form. So we will read out those questions and our domain expert will try to answer some of your queries. We will have to conduct this program in English because there are so many participants from different parts of Northeast India as well as the country. However, don't hesitate. If you have any questions, you can ask questions in Assamese, in Hindi, as you are comfortable. So, I mean, in any case, we will try to translate those questions. গতিকে মই কৈছো সকলোৱে যদি মই ভাবিছো যে ইংৰাজী বুজি পোৱাত সকলোৰে ইমান অসুবিধা নহয় তথাপিতো যদি কাৰোবাৰ ইংৰাজী বুজি পোৱাত কিবা অসুবিধা হয় আপোনালোকে বা তোমালোকে প্ৰশ্ন সুধিবৰ কাৰণে কোনো ধৰণৰ ভয় কৰিব নালাগে সংকোচ কৰিব নালাগে অসমীয়াটো হওক বা হিন্দীটো হওক প্ৰশ্ন সুধিব পাৰিবা আমি দৰকাৰ হলে সেইটো ইংৰাজী ট্ৰান্সলেট আমি অনুবাদ কৰি কৈ দিম আৰু আমাৰ যিসকল বিশেষজ্ঞ আছে এক্সপাৰ্ট আছে তেওঁলোকে সেইটো এনসাৰটো দিব আৰু আমি আকৌ সেইটো তোমালোকক এনসাৰ দিবলৈ আমি চেষ্টা কৰিম আৰু প্ৰায়গিটা টকৰে যিসকলে ক'ব সেইখিনি মই যিমান পাৰো অসমীয়ালৈ অতি সংক্ষেপতে মই অনুবাদ কৰি সকলোকে জনাই দিবলৈ চেষ্টা কৰিম so with this I share my screen.
Can I stop sharing?
Yes, you can please stop sharing. Is it visible now?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes,
So I am working in the Department of Molecular Biology and Biotechnology in Tezpur University. I am Dr. Pankaj Bora. I will talk you about what is the changing scenarios in careers in biological sciences in recent days. So why we are talking, why we are using this term called changing scenarios? What is changing? The entire world is changing, right? All of you agree or not? So if you have, right, you will agree with me that the world is changing because our population is increasing in exponential way. And there are limited resources available. With the increasing number of population, the resource consumption is also increasing. And there is a major challenge in front of us, climate change. Then there is globalization. You have heard that term, international trade. Nowadays, you know, all these multinational products, multinational brands are available even in a small shops in the villages. All of you nowadays, most of you nowadays use online shopping portals. So new technologies are developing in all different areas. From morning, the cup of tea you take or whatever, the toothpaste that you use, from that to the time that you go to bed, we are actually availing the developments of new technologies. Then there are problems with the ocean. You know that 2/3 of the world is basically occupied by ocean. So ocean is getting polluted. There are acidification problem. Then there are emergence of new diseases. And already we have seen how the severity of such diseases in terms of recent COVID-19 crisis.
Sometimes.
One of the major changes and problems is the loss of biodiversity.
Not.
Then habitat fragmentation. Then also there is problem of invasive pests, which actually our expert friend from environmental science can explain you better. So overall, all of you will agree that the world is changing. So to cope up with this situation, we have also to change our approaches, how we use science and technology, the power of science, the knowledge gathered from science to develop new ways to save our planet for sustainable development. I will talk briefly about the new developments happening in the field of biology, life science, or biotechnology, whatever you say. one thing is sure, that not only biology or biotechnology, all the areas of science has become nowadays collaborative. মানে আমি একেলগে কাম কৰিব লাগিব এতিয়া যে ফিজিক্সে অকলে কাম কৰিলে কেমিষ্ট্ৰি অকলে কাম কৰিলে this is not going to work. That is why this is called multidisciplinary. যে সকলোৱে একেলগে আহি কাম কৰিব লাগিব. All have to come together to work, to share knowledge, expertise, to solve problem of our society, to make technology knowledge available for future generations, for sustainable development. We have to develop sustainable technologies, বহনক্ষম পদ্ধতি, প্ৰযুক্তি. Biology বিশেষকৈ, in biology, there are new techniques such as genome sequencing. These kind of new technologies are basically generating huge amount of data. All of you know what is data. Data are basically some kind of observations that we collect when you do some experiment or go out to the field, do surveys. And this data should be processed, then we get information. You have heard about the word called information technology. So data itself is not valuable. Data should be processed, then we get information, then information should be analyzed, then we get knowledge. And then knowledge can be utilized for developing new technologies, right? So this is a cycle from data to information to knowledge to product to technology. So new analytical methods are getting developed, new reproductive technologies, right? You have heard about in vitro fertilization, you have heard about genome editing, you have heard about cloning technologies, right? That is comes under this area called genetic manipulation. And a newer area is emerging that is called synthetic biology. You know, in chemistry, synthesis of compounds are very common from old days. Some of you have heard or read about alchemist. Alchemist is a nice book. Also, there are so many different stories about alchemists. But nowadays, scientists are also working. If we can bring together small parts, and if we can create life. So this is a big topic. I'll be happy to take on some other occasions. So whether the scientists have been able to make life from the scratch or not, I would say so far the scientists have not been able to make even a single cell from the scratch. However, scientists are making big intelligent machines such as artificial satellite, aeroplanes, and all these complicated machines. Now, then what are the different keys to success in modern biology? First of all, we have to develop generic skills. So generic skills are skills like that we can utilize to solve any problem, right?
Pankaj,
yes.
Your slides are not moving.
Okay. Now can you see?
Yeah. Now you can see.
So this was my previous slide. Anyway, we will share the slides with all the participants later on. So this was about the changing world. This is about the changing technologies in life sciences and biology or biotechnology. And now we are taking this slide where I have summarized that what are the skills or methodologies or strategies that we need to success in the career of modern biology. The first one is generic skills. Second is multidisciplinary. মই কলোৱে আগতে সকলোৱে সহযোগিতাৰে কাম কৰিব লাগিব to synthesis new ideas. The third one is learning and adaptive from new situations and new techniques. Now you just imagine the next point also you see. The example is development of COVID-19 vaccine. Generally, development of a vaccine takes up to 10 years. However, depending on the immediate requirement and the severity of recent COVID-19 crisis, all the people from all around the globe have come together and they have worked together. And immediately now we have so many different vaccines available. I think many of you have also got the vaccinations, right? Now, when coming about the research skills, research is not something like we do just for the sake of getting a degree. We have to think the philosophy behind a problem, how to make observations, how to collect records. Atakke dangor kotha hol, the most important thing to ask questions. Ami proshno khudibo paribo lagibo. Nije nijok khudibo lagibo. Have to ask yourself as well as to others. And also we have to take construct testable hypothesis. Ami kisuman hypothesis banao paribo lagibo. Experiment design koribo paribo lagibo. Analyze results bilak ami analyze koribo paribo. Aru make inference and communicate the findings. Aru jikhini ami tar pora pao sekhini ami belegok ami oti sundor bhabe janabo lagibo. The last and the most important point is information literacy. Now you are joining through the Google Meet. This is a changing scenario. Otherwise, I would have, or we would have gone to your place, we would have organized a meeting. Now all of you are adapting to the changing scenarios. So this is information literacy. So to summarize, quantitative thinking, we have to think and present our observations or results in a quantitative manner. Ine koi dile nohobo, right? Why, how, with some facts and figures. Then visualization. Ami keneke bostu dekhabo paru the results with nice pictures, diagrams, graphs, right? Infographics. There is a new term nowadays coming called infographics. So that is why communication of science, scientific ideas to common people is very important. And from the school level, we should try that. Collaboration, that means we have to work as a team. Like, you know, you see in the team sports, like in cricket or in football, this is not one man's game. So all the people have to work together coherently, right? They should understand each other, should have empathy, and should be able to communicate effectively. The other point is cultural sensitivity, cross-cultural communication, and language. And the other important thing nowadays coming up is entrepreneurship, commercialization, development of business. So research also looks at developing new products, which is useful for the society, and it should create some business so that we can generate also employment. So employment, career opportunity is not like, you know, like we get government jobs and salary and all. So nowadays we should also think about using our own ideas, knowledge to create business and to give jobs to others, right? Most important, last but not least, ethics, moral values, philosophy, and responsibility to the society. We can do so many things, like cloning. Cloning technology can do so many things, right? For example, use of atom bomb, nuclear energy. But whether we will use it for good or bad, that decision we have to take, and we should have ethical and moral responsibility for the human society. So I wind up my presentation by showing few newly emerging interdisciplinary careers. Biology and computer can come together nowadays, where new fields are evolving, such as bioinformatics, bio-inspired computing, evolutionary computing, artificial neural network. You have heard about artificial intelligence, DNA computing. Then biology and social science, even people from social science can also come to biology in terms of developing management, policy making in the government level, in the politics, communication. Biology and commerce can come together for developing new product, new business, commercialization. Biology and language can come together for international collaboration, economic development, studying evolution of society, anthropology, etc. Biology and arts or biology and law can also come. So in art, how to visualize scientific data. We can how to design a landscape of a area. Then something called biomimicry, how we can design technologies which mimic biological system. Then something called ergonomics. So these are some of the, I am not able to cover all the topics. And this is what is my area. You can see I have summarized in this diagram that my area is called bioinformatics. However, it requires knowledge from so many different disciplines, starting from computer science, chemistry, biochemistry, biology, statistics, maths, law, humanities, everything. So here I end my presentation and I give it to Dr. Rajiv for his talk.
Yes. Okay. Thank you, Dr. Pankaj. It was really wonderful. 1 minute. Okay. So, hi, dear friends. Hope all of you are fine and well. So, I think Pankaj has already explained about what are the career opportunities in the today's biological science and how this career scenario has been changed, right? And he has already clearly mentioned that all the scientific disciplinary, they are interlinked, and we should think in different angles to get objectives of our career, right? So one of them is also a veterinary science. I think many of us after our class 12 or higher secondary exams, our parents or being a parents also will motivate our childs that you should go for to be a doctor or engineer, right? But no one will think about veterinary science. So, but being a veterinary science and veterinarian, so I would like to say that there is also a golden opportunity for veterinary science, because all of you are knowing that agriculture, Indian agriculture is our integral part of our Indian economy, right? And among that, animal science also playing an important role. Now coming to who are the veterinarians. So veterinarians are also doctors, right? Who are treating the animals. They are diagnosing some animals, they are managing the animals, they are treating animals, they are providing vaccinations, okay? Or if the animals is injured, they are going for some surgical treatment, right? So what the veterinary peoples can do, they can go for diagnosis of animals, they can identify what are the diseases is present, and most important that some diseases, they are also transmitted from your animal to human beings, so we should know it. So these are called also your zoonotic diseases, right? So we should be very much careful, and we should also, and veterinarians also know what kind of vaccine should be provided to the these animals, right? And what kinds of, please next slide please. Pankaj, you are handling the slides? Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Thank you. So what are the activities veterinaries are engaged? So first of all, they will examine the sick and injured animal. They will perform certain diagnostic tests. What are the diseases it is prevalent? Okay. They will examine the different samples. They will collect from different sick animals to identify what are the causes of diseases. Then they will go for vaccinations or immunization to operate the animal to prevent the disease, right? And one important thing that they will also advise the owners or the farmers who are dealing with the animals or who are rearing this animal, what are the health issues and how to take care of those animals. And they further, they should they are the authorities, they have got the authorities to tell these higher authorities like government system. They will tell that this is the outbreak. All of you are well known about the bird flu, right? So bird flu, it is coming from where? Poultry meats and all. So if the bird flu, it is coming in an area, so they will definitely, they should tell that this is the diseases coming. You might have known that African swine fever, it has recently outbreak in northeastern region in pigs, okay? So this is also a very important disease, so it may lose the economy of our, mostly of our northeastern sites, okay? So these type of things we should, veterinarians can do. And another important thing, that welfare issues. So all of you know that being human beings, we need so many things. We need a good house, we need a comfortable life, we need everything, right? So why not animals? Animals also like us only, but thing is that they can't talk, they cannot express their feelings to you, but you should know what the animals should require. That is called your animal welfare. So being a veterinarian, they should know what are the welfare issues should be maintained for any animals. Please next slide. Okay, so there is so many opportunities for being veterinarians because they can work in different fields. Like in our human hospital, we have also animal hospital. They can work in animal hospital as doctor. They can be in some veterinary clinics, they can work. they can be in some rescue animal shelters, they can be working, they can work on some zoos or some farms, they can work if someone is interested in research laboratories, like someone interested to develop diagnostics, kits, vaccines, they can work in some research laboratory. Next slide, please. Yeah, so now coming to what are the study paths for veterinary science. First of all, someone can undergo for diploma. There are so many diploma in veterinary science and animal health technologies. They can go further, they can go for undergraduation. In BBSc, they can take some defined subject, that is Bachelor of Veterinary Sciences. Defined subjects are available, followed by they can go for a PG courses. They will get the degree of Master of Veterinary Science. Next slide, please. Okay, so what are the options after their graduations? There is something multiple opportunities is available. For example, after BBSc, students can go for pursuing MBSc through defined vast range of discipline is available. If they are not interested in MBSc, they can go take master in agribusiness management. This is also a very good opportunities. So further, they can open their own pet clinics or large animal clinics. They can be working as junior research fellow or teaching personnel. They can go for further PG studies in some foreign countries. They can work in some animal welfare, or they can be working as veterinarians in some animal department or animal husbandry department. Or if they are interested, they can be also engaged in some company like vet pharma or animal nutrition companies. Please, next slide. So this MBSc, that is the post graduation, there is also multiple. Total in our Indian Council of Agriculture system, total 18 subjects are available for getting MBSc. So best option is that wherever you are interested, like I was interested in biotechnology, so I am a scientist in animal biotechnology, right? So whatever fields the students are interested, they can choose according to their, and they can take admission in our premium institute like IVRI, that is Indian Veterinary Research Institute, which is located at UP, National Dairy Research Institute, which is located at Karnal, or any other state agriculture university also they can involve, because now there is a NTA, that is all of you knows, might be National Testing Agency, MHRD, they are conducting ICR JRF or Senior Research Fellowship. Through that, you can go for entry to the any of that veterinary science institutes. Next slide, please. So not this, you cannot, you may go beyond that. You can be a scientist too, right? You can appear for agriculture research service, because nowadays so many broad subjects are available. For example, animal genetics breeding, animal biotechnology. If someone interested, they can go for veterinary microbiology. If someone interested in clinical subject, there is also veterinary surgery, anatomy, gynecology. If you are interested in some laboratory like pathology, you can go some physiology, medicine and all. But nowadays for ARS, I think it is PhD, it is mandatory, right? Okay, next slide. So someone maybe go for field also directly after passing the BBSc. They can go for job also. They will get veterinary surgeons. Okay, they can be they can involve with veterinary surgery, radiology, veterinary medicine, gynecology, obstetrics. Okay, so beside this, if someone interested, they can be also work in veterinary preventive medicine and public health, which will deals with the human health too, right? So because they can be good opportunity, job opportunities. There are OIE, you know, that World Organization of Animal Health, which is located at Paris, or International Livestock Research Institute, ILRI is there. Then some Ministry of Fishery, Animal Husbandry, Dairy, that is our ICR. There is so many good opportunities is there. Next slide. So beside this, some may be also trying to go for some companies, like there is, if you are completing agribusiness management, you can go for some animal health or nutrition companies. Okay, so based on your defined subjects. Next slide. Beside this, if someone interested, they can go for foreign countries. So you know that there is so many opportunities is there, different disciplines. You can go for PhD or research assistants. Next slide. Okay, so or else if nothing is getting, so someone may be involved at the junior research fellow, or they can go for teaching personnel, because by this they can be financially they can be independent. Okay, if want to, by earning the money also, they can prepare for high level exam also. So someone maybe go for certain working on animal welfare organization like Brooks Hospital for Equine or Society for Prevention of Cruelty Animals in New Delhi, or they may be involved in this one non-governmental organization or NGOs, right? Or they can be involved in certain clinics like pet clinics or large animal practices, etc. They can be open their own clinics. Next slide. Okay, so for if someone interested for master in foreign country, they can go, but they, you know that it is a that there is high tuition fee and living cost. Suppose for example, I have given here, if they want to go for Royal Veterinary College, which is in London, approximately the tuition fees is rupees 20 lakhs and 10 lakhs is living expenses. So it is somewhere, sometimes it is costly also for some students, but nowadays I think they are providing the scholarship too. Next slide. So if someone interested in UK for their master, they can be preferred for Commonwealth Scholarship, right? So because you know that this is coming in every December or January, so anyone interested, they should clear the IELTS test. That is previously it was JRE and TOEFL, but IELTS test you should get around 6.5 out of 7 to get chance to Royal Veterinary College through Commonwealth Scholarship in UK. Next slide. So these are the list of institutes which are available our India for veterinary profession like IVRI, that is Indian Veterinary Research Institute. Nowadays they are providing BBSc also, which is the 5-year course. For MBSc it is 3 years. In NDRI there is BTech also, they are 4 years, and MBSc that is 2 years. And this is also that who are not veterinary also, they can also apply for biotechnology courses in NDRI too, right? Or beside this, some state university like Govinda Vallabh Pant University in Pantnagar, UK, some other university in throughout our India, it is available. So there is lots of scope for these UG or PG courses. Next slide. And these are the some institute of veterinary science which are mostly in the abroad. Among that, like Royal Veterinary College, it is in London. Then Cornell University in US. Then University of California in US, or University of Gulf, it is Canada. So they are providing the bachelor, master, even the PhD program through. But it should be clear through TOEFL or JRE or IELTS exams. Next slide. Okay, so this is about the what are the opportunities it is there, right? So to be a veterinarian, you should face some pros and cons. What are the pros? क्या pros हो सकते हैं? जैसे first of things is that you should be a good animal lover, right? To get help of animals too on the daily basis. Every day you can get a different cases. You can learn so many things. Okay, what are the diseases animals suffer and what the treatment should be done. You will be a master. So you will get chance to interact with many peoples. Even you can know the rural peoples also, what they want, what animals they should treat, how they should treat the animals, and all you can give the advice. You will have also get an opportunity to go to wildlife agencies also, some laboratories, or starting from your own clinics. Next slide. So, but there is some disadvantage or cons. You know that first disadvantage is that some animals are very aggressive. So you should know how to treat them, okay, and how to handle them. Some cases their maybe condition may not be so much hygienic, okay, so you should take care of that issue also. Another important thing is that some diseases which are transmitted from animal to human, which is known as your zoonotic diseases, in that case you should be very careful for treating the animal, okay. And sometimes it is risk of suppose long hours of work for some cases where you need to conduct operation and other critical outbreak. So you should be careful also being a veterinarian, right? Next slide. Okay, so already Dr. Pankaj has talked about the entrepreneurship. What is entrepreneurship and all? I am not going to that. So this is for your own business means setup, right? So among that, if you see that this pyramid, agriculture sector, it is coming to the level 1, and among agriculture, livestock also plays an important role for entrepreneurship. So there is lots of opportunity in livestock also for entrepreneurship development, but I am not going in details. Next slide. So you know that in India it is a mixed country where is vegetarian and non-vegetarian peoples are there. If you see the northern states of India, most of them they are vegetarian, right? So there is lots of opportunity for growing entrepreneurship through dairy or milk industry or cattle and all. You can raise it. Okay, for the northeast region or southern region, mostly we are non-veg peoples. So we love meat consumption, we love egg, this one taking eggs and all. So there is tremendous opportunity for this egg, meat, as well as the fishery based entrepreneurship opportunities. Next slide, please. So there is certain scientific intervention of present status of livestock entrepreneurship in India. Okay, so what are those? Like for poultry industry? Poultry industry has been changed tremendously in Indian scenario. Please come back. Little bit. Yes. So for poultry industry, what are the biological products? These are egg or meat. Okay. Some material science has given some inputs to this poultry industry. Now there is a tremendous sexing technology, means we can know which is male bird or female bird. So automation in the poultry management, incubator facility, how to manage how to go for the hatchery operation, right? Chicken grading technique, artificial insemination in poultry and all. So another is the dairy sectors, in that for milk production. So nowadays, this is a dairy sector also has been tremendously improved in India. There is high-end processing milking technology has been developed. There is automation technology, chilling technology, pasteurization, packaging and all. Aquaculture fishes nowadays, if you see, nowadays it is possible to bring your fish from your Bhimtal or some that region cold water fishery to Delhi also. Okay, without decreasing its shelf life, because the automation technology has been improved a lot. Besides this, there is also value-added product, like that cow dung and some excreta, it can be using for defined purposes, like you can develop some bioethanol production from that, some biofuel development, or these vermicompost materials, you can use this for fertilization purpose. So there is also tremendous opportunity for the value-added product. Next slide. Okay, so you see this picture in the left side, it is Dr. Robert Koch. All of you might know that he is the famous scientist who has developed the agents for your 3 pathogens, that is anthrax, then your this tuberculosis, and one more I can't remember. But thing is that this guy is also a veterinarian. And this is the photo I have taken from IBRI, because 1897 he visited to our Indian Veterinary Research Institute, and when there was a chance for a rinderpest, because this rinderpest was a killer disease of that dairy cattle, and which has been already eradicated. So in this case, to visit that, he has visited to IBRI. So I have taken this photograph. If you see in this photograph, he is the man of Peterdhoti. He got the Nobel Prize in 1996, who is a veterinarian. Okay, so why he got the Nobel Prize? Because he has developed the major histocompatibility complex, which is related to your immunological response in our body. Okay, if you see this girl, she is Dr. Sophie Christensen. She is, that she got 8-time Paralympics medal, and she is also veterinarian. So this slide I'm just showing that there is so many opportunities is there. If someone want to really go to scientific reasons, they can achieve anything, whatever they want. Okay, next slide. This is a success story from our National Dairy Research Institute. These are the scientists of all our veterinarians who has developed world's first clone buffalo, which has been produced by hand guided cloning technique. And this question was asked, I have shown this Amitabh Bachchan, that is in your this Kon Bananga Karorprati, right? So if you see here, this is the first in vitro fertilized calf is produced. They have given the name Pratham, and in first in vitro buffalo, they have given the name Garima, and so many clones has been produced so far. So I think Dr. Pankaj has already mentioned so many technology, genome editing, cloning technology and all. This is one of the examples. Next slide, please. Okay, this is Ant. So I think all of you, if you have come to know about what are the veterinary profession and what is these opportunities. So I hope that some of the students will choose veterinary science for their careers also. All the best. Thank you so much.
Dr. Pankaj, you are muted.
Okay, no issue. You can start next on this one.
Yeah, Dr. Prabhat.
Yes, I am. May I
Yeah.
start?
Yeah, please.
Yeah. Please come back to previous slide, please. Previous, yeah. It is going ahead. Yes, yeah. After that, no. Yeah, from here I have to start. Okay, my greetings to all INYAS colleagues and dear students. I will discuss about the changing environmental scenario in Northeast India and career opportunities. Dear students, you know that environment is derived from word environ, means encircle, that is surrounding. So initially this surrounding interacted with mankind, and this environment human interaction earlier was balanced, so nobody took care of the environment, only industrialization, economic growth, urbanization, etc. But in 1962, when Rachel Carson, in her book Silent Spring, she initiated, and then people noted that this environment is also a factor which should be taken into consideration. So this man-environment interaction, when disturbed, then it disturbed the whole biosphere, which led to the adverse influence on various flora, means plants or fauna animals, and various animals and plants are threatened due to this altered man and environment interactions, and this interaction is further exacerbated in the view of COVID-19. So the career opportunities also concomitantly changed according to the change in the environment. So we will come to that. Before that, we will give brief background of the subject. Next, please. Dear students, you know that there are 34 hot spots in terms of biodiversity richness, which are given specific priority for conservation. And we are fortunate that among the 4 hot spots of India, our Northeast India extended with Burma as Indo-Burma hotspot is also this, like Western Ghat. Here comes our Indo-Burma hotspot. So it is out of 4 hotspots, we share 1 hotspot with Burma, that is termed as Indo-Burma. So environment field is very much relevant in the context of Northeast India. Next, please. Now, before coming to the environment, what are the environmental resources? You know, students, that there are abiotic and biotic resources. Under abiotic resources, soil and water comes. Soil, you might be knowing that it is upper weathered portion of earth crust, which can support the terrestrial biodiversity, including microbes. And water is very vital, and it has been well known that it is integral component of environment. It is responsible for various life processes and hence persistence of life on this planet. So this water is also important. These are abiotic, and biotic biodiversity comprises the biotic component, and there are different services offered by biodiversity, like provisioning food, timber, medicines, fiber, etc., and regulating also. It also regulates the environmental and ecosystem services, like regulating the climate change, soil fertility, carbon sequestration, as well as cultural services. Cultural services like spiritual and related to education, or scenic beauty in the form of aesthetic services. So in Northeast India, you can take example of orchids. It is very rich in diversity of orchids are found in Sikkim, and bamboo. Besides environmental implication, you can generate entrepreneurship because bamboo is a big industry, and out of so many species, 58 species of bamboo are found in Northeast India, and they are very much related. Now this bamboo is called as poor man's timber, means it is related with environment, economy, traditions, and livelihood of local tribal people in Northeast India. So one opportunity for career is, if you directly don't go to science or academics, you can generate entrepreneur through cultivation of orchids, bamboos, and other endemic which are of export value. Next, please. Now, besides being rich in biodiversity, the environment also changed in due course of time, and there are different anthropogenic factors which perturbed the environment of Northeast India, like habitat loss and fragmentation is one factor. In Northeast India perspective, you might be knowing that shifting cultivation or jhum is very much prevalent. Earlier it was sustainable, but now due to less land available as the population is rising, so shifting cultivation is perturbing the environment of Northeast India. Then exotic invasive species are also altering the environment, like Mycenia micrantha, you might be knowing, in Kaziranga National Park. It has spread so much that it inhibited the rhinoceros to access their food resources, and pollution of Loktak Lake also. Loktak Lake is a Ramsar site in Manipur. So this scenario indicates that environment is changing in the Northeast India, and so the opportunities are also increasing. Next, please. Now, we will now come to, after the background of the subject, there are basket of opportunities you can see, and these opportunities are emanating due to its interdisciplinary nature, because environmental science is related to physical, chemical, and biological aspects which go on changing in due course of time. So due to its interdisciplinary nature, it is related to economics, ecology, biology, marine science, and also wildlife, history also, political science, and different disciplines are interrelated. And these interdisciplinary nature is further opening the paths in the light of the recent pandemic, COVID-19 pandemic, because earlier it was assumed that some environmental parameters are improving, or environment is having natural cleansing capacity due to lockdown. But now these long-term effects are not encouraging, and moreover, the plastic waste is the most challenging, which is toxicating the environment, because face masks, personal protective equipments, and other things, and packaged items, these are altering the environmental sustainability. Vaccination program is also not sustainable because it is very energy intensive, require low temperature and this. So there are different paths which are opening up in the COVID-19 pandemic scenario also. Next, please. Now, I have divided into two major categories. The administrative means if you are doing MSc in forestry or a cognate subject, then you may go for Indian Forest Service just after passing out from graduation. Other discipline is academic, which includes both teaching and research, and only research. Teaching and research, if you are interested in higher studies, you can go for MSc and PhD after BSc, and seek for the job in universities and colleges. And one is pure research, in which you can go for different environmental impact assessment agencies, state monitoring agencies, or management agencies. In this, if you directly don't get job, you can initially go to the research projects in universities or CSIR or DST research institutions. You can also go to Central Pollution Control Board or State Pollution Control Board. You can work also as environmental impact assessment, because every development project need approval of the authorized state or central EIA agency. So different consultants are recruited to analyze the different parameters of environment before giving the clearance. Now, environment is also gaining popularity in media, environmental media or journalism. Conservation biology, the endangered plants which are threatened, they are conserved. That is different facet. Hydrologists, restoration means management part, how to restore the depleted biodiversity or environment. Then computational biology means ecology is not very traditional discipline. Now it is now integrated with different advanced mathematical modeling simulations to interpret the result. Like climate change is very much related, in which we forecast the future predictions about the environmental changes. Then analytical chemistry is also, which can work in the laboratories of central and state agencies. Then instrumentation is also, because to analyze some technicians are required in instrumentation. So for this you need MSc or MTech, and NET and GATE is not essential at all from 2020 either in teaching or research, but if you have, then you can have a preference over others. So these are administrative and academic opportunities in environmental science. Next, please. Now, I have discussed only Northeast Indian perspective. What are the universities which deals with MSc in environmental science? There are several, in Assam, there are two central universities, Assam University, Silchar, and Tejpur University. Guwahati University is also having MSc course in environment, and Nehu Northeastern University, Mizoram University, Nagaland, all they have courses in MSc environmental science. So if you want to do in academics or teaching, then you can opt for the MSc in environmental science. Then there are several research institutions like remote sensing and geospatial technology is also very useful in monitoring the environmental changes or predict the future trends in environment. Then for that, Northeastern Space Application Center, NESAC in Meghalaya is there. Now, as I told that cane and bamboo are very important for generating entrepreneurship, and that is also located in Assam. Cane and Bamboo Technology Center is located in Assam. Then in Aizawl, Mizoram, Advanced Research Center for Bamboo and Rattan is there. Then to identify taxonomically the plants or to study the biodiversity, Botanical Survey of India is there, BSI, which help to identify the plants which you are unable to identify. Then one other institute, Northeastern Regional Institute of Science and Technology, NERIST, is also offering BSc and this research degrees in the forestry and related disciplines of technology. And other is also located in Assam, that is Northeastern Regional Institute of Water and Land Management in Tejpur, Assam. Other is Northeastern Institute of Science and Technology, Jorhat, and Indian Statistical Institute, Northeast Center at Tejpur, Assam. So in due course of time, you obviously realize that what is your interest, and based on there is no limit, and sky is the limit in environmental science because of its interdisciplinary, and anywhere you can go where you are. Thank you. Thank you, sir.
Okay, Dr. Akshay, actually your mic is muted, I think. You can unmute.
Okay, fine. Yeah. Can you hear me?
Yes, now I can hear. But just let me, I think মই অসমীয়াত কম বুলি কৈছিলো যেহেতু সময়টো কম হৈ গৈ আছে আমি স্লাইডখিনি শেয়াৰ কৰি দিম তাৰ পিছত যদি কাবাৰ কিবা কোৱেশ্চন থাকে আমাৰ লগত পিছতো যোগাযোগ কৰিব পাৰিব আৰু ওপৰৰ আগৰ দুইজন যিজন বক্তাই ভেটেৰিনাৰী সায়েন্স আৰু এনভাইৰনমেন্টেল সায়েন্সত ইমান সুবিধা আছে এইখিনি দুনিয়াকে ক'লে যে অকল কৰি চৰকাৰী চাকৰিয়ে নহয় এনজিঅ'ত কাম কৰিব পাৰে নিজে বিজনেস ষ্টাৰ্ট কৰিব পাৰে ভেটেৰিনাৰী সায়েন্সতে হওক এনভাইৰনমেন্টেল সায়েন্সতে সো বহুত বিলাক অপৰচুনিটি আছে আৰু সেইখিনি স্লাইড বিলাকত ধুনিয়াকে দিয়া আছে আৰু আমাৰ সকলোখিনি শেষ হলে মানে আমি তোমালোকৰ কোৱেশ্চনছ খিনি ল'ব পাৰিম so now I request Dr. Akshay Kumar from IIT Guwahati to share his speech.
Yeah, sure. Thank you, Pankaj. So yeah, good evening to all, and I think happy Teachers Day to all teachers listening, and happy Teachers Day to my colleagues also. So as teachers, our job is to guide the students, guide the budding scientists in a right fashion. And this guiding happens at various stages. And for students who are in their class 10, the question is, what do they do after class 10? And do they take the science option? Do they pursue commerce, or do they practice arts? So these are some of the questions. But then students and budding young scientists of the future, you please note that the decision that you take has to be based on what is your passion. And sometimes, the passion would be such that the future, you need to put a lot of efforts to accomplish that. And in such cases, always have a plan B. So basically, as Pankaj told, I am from the Department of Chemistry at IIT Guwahati, and I practice organometallic chemistry. But then, science is a systematic accumulation of knowledge, and chemistry deals with the study and the nature of matter, molecules, and so on. And chemistry itself is very broad. In the sense that earlier, classically, it would have been classified as organic chemistry, inorganic chemistry, and physical chemistry. But then it has implication in several other branches of chemistry, as well as in other branches of studies also. So typically, chemistry is called as a central science because ranging from biological applications to environmental applications to physics, there are several applications in which the use and the practice of chemistry is inevitable. But then, like for example, when I do organometallic chemistry, we focus on problems that are of current interest to the society and in the thrust areas which are posing challenges to the society. And one such is the concept of energy. I'm giving this example because, see, that the conventional oils are depleting, fossil fuel sources are depleting, and you also know that there are a lot of research on biodiesel and such things that is going on. So in all these fields, chemistry, chemical engineering have a lot to offer. In the sense that, for example, if you simply consider just the discussion that Dr. Rajiv told, wherein he said that we have this biofuel production. So when you have the biofuel production, there are a lot of opportunities wherein chemists can make catalysts that can break down this biomass into several value-added chemicals. One example I can give you is, from the plastic bottles that you are drinking water from, they are all derived from fossil fuel sources. in the sense that the PET bottles is a sort of polymer of xylene, and if with the depleting fossil fuel sources, what would you do for such materials? In such cases, what the current research is focused on is that you convert the biomass into value-added chemicals, which could be used as monomers for such polymers. And can you develop a new material that can have very good application in batteries for the electric vehicles? Can you make a catalyst that can generate a clean burning hydrogen from water molecule? Can you make a material that can capture the solar energy and transform it into electrical energy? So these are some of the topics where the knowledge of chemistry and people practicing chemistry can find usefulness as well as relevance. In this, and since Pankaj has already talked about the current culture of entrepreneurship and all, I would just give you a glimpse. Pankaj, can you please go to the next slide? Yes. So see, if your orientation is chemistry, and if you are learning chemistry in class 12 and you have an inclination towards chemistry, what are the options that is possible? One is that you could straight away go for a bachelor's in chemistry, and then for bachelor degree you have, one thing is knowledge improves by reading books, many books, and it improves by traveling, it improves by visiting different places, it improves by learning in different institutes, so that the diversity is there. So I understand that most of you are in the Northeast, but there are many stalwarts in the field of chemistry, in the field of biology, in the field of science, name what it is, who are stalwarts, who are from the Northeast and have excelled in their respective fields all over India and worldwide. So do not refrain yourselves from traveling, from studying in other institutes. That is very important to diversify the knowledge that you are having and to have add a new dimension. And to add new dimension to your knowledge. So typically undergraduation in chemistry is offered in ISC Bangalore. Immediately after your class 12, you can answer the relevant competitive exam and join ISC as undergrad student. You can do it in several universities, Central University, State University also. The other option is to go for a undergraduate in chemical engineering. This you can do in any of the IITs. I have given a list of IITs in the next slide, but then you can do this undergraduation in chemical engineering in any of the IITs, NITs, and so on. So whether you do a undergraduate in chemistry or undergraduation in chemical engineering, there is an option where you can do a post-graduation also. It can be Masters in Science or Masters in Technology. The Masters in Science, again, you can do in, now you can add several other national institutes of repute. IIT Guwahati has a postgraduate course in chemistry. It also has a postgraduate course in chemical engineering. Similarly, several NITs in the Northeast as well as in India, they have a postgraduate course in chemistry. And you can, at the same time, after completion of your undergraduate course, you can also apply for jobs in industry. I would say that you take that option only if you find it really necessary, or else I would always encourage you to sort of complete your post-graduation. And in fact, you can even do your B.Ed and take up teaching after bachelor's course. But then always aim for high, go for post-graduation. After post-graduation in chemistry, you can again join in industries or as lecturers in college. But then I think nowadays PhD is a must-in for lectureship in college. But then PhD, you can do PhD in chemistry or PhD in chemical engineering. You can do either in India or abroad. In India, certain competitive exams are needed. For example, JAM you require for admissions into BTech programs in IITs and IISc. UGC, CSIR, NET are required for PhD in either in universities or in IITs. GATE, by clearing GATE, you can join for a PhD in IITs. But then if you want to pursue your PhD abroad, either in chemical engineering or in chemistry, you need to clear GRE or TOEFL. TOEFL, this is for the proficiency in English language, TOEFL, ELTS, and so on. But then once you are at the stage of PhD, the opportunities are several. Like there are several lucrative opportunities, either as faculty, as I am in an IIT, so you can take up faculty positions in IITs, IIScs, central universities. After some postdoctoral research, in addition, you can lead groups in industry. You can lead editorial teams in scientific publishing journals such as Science, Nature, or name it, related such journals in chemistry. And so, you know, and as I said, every branch of science has some need of chemists. So at various stages, for example, if you're a bachelor's in chemistry, you might find some jobs in a biotechnology lab where they're making buffers, where they're making some chemicals, doing a column chromatography. You might find jobs in labs practicing veterinary sciences or medical sciences where you need to find out which is the blood group and such things. So there are a lot of opportunities for chemists. Chemists have jobs at every stages of the hierarchy in industry as well as in academics. Practicing chemistry would not be disappointing. And Pankaj, can you please go to the next slide? Yes. So here I have listed for people who want to do research in chemistry. There are about 23 Indian Institute of Technologies, all about India, and about 7 ISERs, Indian Institute of Science, Education and Research. There is only one IISc Bangalore, one of the top institutes in research for both for chemistry, and there are several NITs and many of them in the Northeast, and about 38 CSIR labs all over India. So you plan, whether you are in class 10, class 12, you plan carefully, because planning is very important. You think what is your orientation, and because the advantage is when you're practicing research in such premier institutes, right? In some institutes they give fellowship from the master's level also. For example, MSc in IIT you do not get fellowship, but then PhD gets fellowship. But then an integrated master's program in IISc Bangalore, wherein you do a MSc in chemistry, wherein you do a MSc in chemistry, and you register for a PhD program, you get some fellowship starting from the master's level itself. So money would not be a factor for your education, for shaping your career. And there are plenty of opportunities for students who want to do chemistry. This mainly stems from the fact that there are plenty of opportunities for chemists, either in pharmaceutical industries, drug discovery industries, polymer industries, or tire industry. See, you might say that, see, why are you talking about automobiles industry? Because you're saying that conventional fuel is diminishing. But then you should understand that most of this automobile industry have materials, and materials chemistry is something that is exciting now. And even even when you in remote parts of Northeast, in remote parts of several places, where all over the globe, you need a lot of point of care devices, and in designing such many point of care devices, you need a good combination of chemists, biologists, molecular biologists, and so on. And there are a lot of chemistry happening in environmental sciences and even in agricultural chemistry. So there are plenty of opportunities, students who make the best use of it. And Pankaj, can you please go to the next slide? See, for example, I have told you what are the opportunities. See, the best thing of chemistry is that you can study in any of the institutes that you have that I have listed in the previous slides, and after you graduate, if you do very well, you can knock any one of the institute's door and they would be open. For example, I have done a PhD in IISc Bangalore, and like I'm now a faculty at IIT Guwahati. Similarly, there are several examples. There are examples of several pioneers in the field of chemistry, several stalwarts in the field of, not only in the field of chemistry, physics, biology, who have studied at these institutes and have gone to other such sister institutes, and they have been placed there and they have done very well as faculty there. So academics, learning in institutes of excellence and having a career in those institutes is one opportunity. The other opportunity is that you serve in industries and work on problems that helps in addressing the current challenges, state-of-art challenges. So Government of India has also opened up several opportunities wherein they give good incubation money for people who want to do a startup, who wants to become entrepreneurs under their Made in India, Startup India, or Atmanirbhar Bharat schemes, even Skill India schemes. But then in addition to that, there are several industries. For example, C8 is there, Metras Rubber Company is there, Apollo Tires, Reliance India Limited, India Glycol, Shell Global, Indian Oil Corporation, NRL is there in the Northeast, Mangalore Refineries, MRPL and Petrochemicals Limited is there in Mangalore, Bharat Petroleum is there, and Hindustan Petroleum Limited is there. These are mainly for polymer chemistry, chemicals and so on. And even in the pharmaceutical companies such as Sun Pharma, Divi's Laboratory, Dr. Reddy's Laboratories, Cipla, Gland Pharma, Cadila Healthcare, Torrent Pharmaceuticals, Alchem, Lupin, and Aurobindo Pharma, in addition to Syngene, Biocon, Merck, Rankin, Sabic, Syngenta, and there are many other companies. So opportunities are more. It's only, I think, the drive, the planning that you have to do. So plan in advance. It's not like, okay, I'm doing the MSc now. If I have to go to an institute, I have to study for CSIR. That I will do in the next year. Please do not do that. Do not have a year gap. As you study for MSc, study for these competitive exams, and complete this competitive exam, so that there is no time gap after you finish from one phase to the other. It should be a continuous process, and in that way you will save on your age, and you'll be knocking at the right door at the right time. That is very important. It should not happen that you are knocking at the door like when you are a slightly higher age. So try to minimize the gap between your two academic endeavors, so that you will be knocking at the right door at the right time. So students, I leave you at this stage, and I wish you all the very best for your future endeavors, and we look forward to any questions that you might have in these topics, wherein we will answer those questions. Thank you very much.
Yeah. Very good afternoon. to
So
all.
now I invite Dr. Manoj Kumar Patel to take over the session on mathematical sciences, please.
Yeah. Thank you, Dr. Pankaj. Yeah. A very good afternoon to all of you. Here we have to start on mathematics, career opportunity in mathematics in this changing scenario. So our topic is this one, and here Dr. Pankaj is finished on biology, and Dr. Rajiv is finished on veterinary science, and Akshay finished on chemistry. Prabhat is finished on environmental science. So most of the science subject is done, and here major part and most common part of the life, and you can say this is a mathematics. Without mathematics is you are nothing. So mathematics is known as a queen of science. So this is the queen of science. Is just in next slide, Pankaj. Here we have added a quotes of the Sakuntala Devi. She is known as the human computer of the India, and not India is world. So she quoted at, without mathematics there is nothing you can do. Everything around you is mathematics, and everything around you is number. Who loves the number, they can do almost everything and they fulfill your dreams. So she is known as the human computer, the mathematical genius who beat the computer in solving complex mathematical problem. She known as the India's own Sakuntala Devi, and once defeated the computer in calculating the 23rd root of 201 digits number. And they have also motivated most of the school children in Karnataka. So she is basically from the Karnataka, and this is the ideal lady for our mathematics background. So we have to continue on the some motivation and some career opportunity about the mathematics, who learn the mathematics and do the mathematics. For the first, we have to start on the school children. So Pankaj, next slide, please. Yeah, here students who have finished their 12th with physics, chemistry, math, they have the many opportunities. First, we have written here defense. Defense, you can select the NDA, National Defense Academy. After completing this one, you got the first post of lieutenant. So most of the students having the desire to go inside the defense sector, so they can, if finish the physics, chemistry, math with 60% marks in 12, they can do in the go for the defense sector in NDA exam. And second one is most popular is engineering. This is there is the myth in running in our society. Most of the engineers are going unemployed, but here, if anyone having the engineering degree and engineers inside them, then definitely they can do something and got the post somewhere in any company. There are lots of company who gets the job and hiring the engineers. So here, engineering is the BE and BTech degree, means Bachelor of Engineering and Bachelor of Technology. This is a candidate who eligible for this post get the admission in BE and BTech, who having the 12th, 10 plus 2 standard with physics, chemistry, math with 60% marks. And most of the institute where these degrees are awarded, so most prestigious institute of India is IIT, Indian Institute of Technology. In India, whole India, there are 23 IIT, just Dr. Akshay presented. So you can see there, there is 23 IITs where you got the admission and fulfill your dreams. And apart from that, these you have to get the admission in these IITs and NITs through IIT G exam, G Advanced and G Mains. If you have qualified G Advanced, then you got the admission in IIT, and G Mains, then you got the admission in NIT. And both are the is the common exam. First is conducting G Mains, and after that student qualifying GMANS exam, they are sitting, they are admitted in NIT, eligible for admission in NIT. And after that, same student who's qualified GMANS is appear for the G Advance, joint entrance examination. So if they qualified G Advanced, then they got the admission in IITs. Together with that, most of the universities who are having engineering institute or Institute of Technology faculties like this, they have also give the degree. And there are a lot of the private engineering colleges, PEC, from where students are taking the degree of BE and BTech. And here, every company wants software engineer in this changing digitalization time. So people having the computer science or information technology degree, they can involve in the software developer. They can do as a web designer. They can do as a software consultant and database administration. And in the present time, most demanding things is the application development. Just here, today's our program is running on the Google Meet. This is the application, Google app, Google Meet app. And here Google app and Google, Paytm, Amazon, Flipkart, Swiggy, Zomato, these are the applications from who changed our life. Means everything we can arrange on mobile and through these apps. So, and other engineering degrees in electrical sciences, electrical engineering, electronics engineering, civil, mechanical. So people having these degrees in electrical, electronics, civil, mechanical, they can involve, they can do in the robotics, defense equipments, development of the defense equipments and biotechnological equipments. Also, apart from this, in robotics, robots are going to change our life. Here, most of the humans' jobs is done by the robot. So most of the job is replaced. Most of the human jobs is replaced by the robots. So, and one more, after 12, you can go for the corporate and business aviation sector. Cargo pilot, you make your career in cargo pilot, and these are doing after 12th, having the physics, chemistry, math group with 60% marks, and their institutes are Bombay Flying Club and Rajiv Gandhi Academy, and many more is there. These are the government body. They can do, they can available the courses in a very nominal rate. And here, after that, if you are interested in these things, then this is okay. Otherwise, someone having going along the higher education, then they can do is BSc in mathematics, Bachelor of Science in mathematics, or they can also eligible for the Bachelor of Commerce. And after some school children can take the bank clerk job and also apply for railways, SSC. And in a private sector, you can also go for shop cashier. So these are the career opportunity for mathematics learned people in the after the 12th. So if you are going for the higher education, so Bachelor of Science in mathematics, so these are the college students. So we can have some opportunities written in the next slide. Pankaj, please. Yeah. So here two sectors is written, academia and industry. So first I have mentioned in academia who can do, we can finish in the BSc in mathematics. So there are BSc in many, most of the universities of India. So you can do, for this, you can have the PCM group, means physics, chemistry, mathematics in 12th. So you can eligible for the BSc in mathematics. And after BSc, if you are interested in teaching, you have make a career in a school teacher. So you should do BEd, Bachelor of Education, or primary teacher training after BSc. So after that, you can eligible for the school teacher up to 12. And for higher education, for making your career as a professor, lecturers, and research scientist, so you can do as a MSc, means Master of Science, in your particular subject in science, physics, chemistry, math, and all other science subjects. And after MSc, you are becoming these, having these professorship or research scientistship, you can do PhD, doctoral of philosophy. And along with this, you can eligible to qualify the NET exam, National Eligibility Test, which lectureship eligibility. So some colleges are allowed without PhD, you become a lecturer in the college. And these are MSc courses is available most of the universities and IITs and IISc Bangalore. Here, most of the university conducting their own entrance exam for getting giving the admission. And IIT having the means in IIT you are getting the admission through the IIT JAM, Joint Admission in Mathematics. This is the common test for the IITs. So through this IIT JAM exam, you get the admission in IIT and IISc Bangalore. So these are the traditional courses for teaching and so on, research scientist post. And now, after the BSc, you can do some professional courses, just like for becoming a computer programmer. So you can do the BSc in Computer Science or Master of Computer Application, MCA. And for MCA, some best institution is like JNU, Jawaharlal Nehru University, BHU, Banaras Hindu University. And there are some NITs who are giving the MCA degree, not all, and BIT Mesra. And for the admission in NITs, there are common entrance tests as a name like NIT MCA Common Entrance Test, NIMSET. And these are the computer side. And now, if you are making your career in the business side, so you can take a degree of the MBA, Master of Business Administration. And these MBA you can do from the most prestigious institution like IIM and FMS, IITs. Some IITs is giving, and the through CAT exam, combined admission test, common admission test. Through this exam, you can take the admission in FMS and IIM. And for one institute, XLRI. In this institute, you get the admission through JAT, Javier Aptitude Test. Apart from that, you can do the diploma in management, like PGDM, Postgraduate Diploma in Management. So after that, you can make your career as a CA, Chartered Accountant. And for becoming a CA, you can qualify one common proficiency test. And after taking the degree as a CA, so you can make your career in economist, banker, data analyst, and etc. And one more, actuary. Actuary is the finance based on the statistics and mathematics. So actually, after taking the degree in finance, you can make your career as an insurance sector, in banking sector and financial companies, and investment plan, pension plan. You can make your career in these fields. And there are some also is coming in the market researcher. Means any company is launching some items, some equipment, some instruments like these, and some items. Then they have know what is the demand of this. So this is the market researcher. They have to give you idea this product is demanding or not in present scenario. So after that, one more, after the traditional courses, you can make your career in UPSC and State Public Service Commission. They are most of the exams in our administration in India and states is conducted by the UPSC and State Public Service Commission. After that, you can, after 12th, you can sit in the SSC exam and also SSC CGL exam. You have make your career in bank PO and bank clerk. You have also in railways and defense, etc. So these are all from my side. So thank you very much. Now over to Pankaj.
Thank you. Now I request Dr. Hemen Datta from Guwahati University to share his presentation. So I'm unsharing. Dr. Hemen, you please unmute and share your slides.
Okay. Thank you, Dr. Pankaj, and very good late afternoon to everyone. Okay. Dr. Pankaj, can you see my slides?
Not. Yes, it's coming up now.
Okay.
Yeah. Now it is visible. You can just maximize and yes.
So I am Hemen Datta from the Department of Mathematics, Guwahati University, and I will be talking on career opportunities in mathematics. Sorry, my slides are not moving. I am resharing.
You can go to the left panel.
Yes.
And yes, then from there you can try to navigate.
It's maybe my PDF will work. Can you now see my slides? Dr. Pankaj, are you there?
Yeah.
It's coming. Yeah, visualize.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, this is perfect now.
Yeah, thank you. I will be talking about various career opportunities in mathematics. So, if you are thinking about a career in mathematics, then we should know about this point. The very idea of a career in mathematics has evolved over time and also diversified, and is often linked to a specialty or field of interest in research. So mathematical careers in companies, business, industry, and government rarely carry a mere title of mathematician. Mathematics, as previous speaker also mentioned, mathematics can play a key role in the performance of industrial organization and helps business perform better in the current data-driven marketplace. But one needs to be able to use mathematics to solve real-life problems for a successful career in mathematics and make an impact in the field involved. So what skills does the study of math need to develop for a successful career? So one skill is common across all career opportunities, that is problem solving. Some other important skills include critical thinking, analytical thinking, quantitative and qualitative reasoning, building logical argument and handling of illogical argument, ability to transform ideas into mathematics, communicating mathematical findings, and also time management and teamwork. So what is open for someone who has your requisite skill, interest, and background in mathematics? So here first one I want to highlight is mathematician. So we can work as a mathematician. Computers, electronic gadgets, satellites, and the internet all are supported by mathematics and mathematician. Mathematicians are usually skilled in designing new algorithms and mathematical ideas. Theoretical mathematicians are interested in advancing new theories and also revising and extending previous ones. Applied mathematicians, on the other hand, apply the same ideas and methodologies to real problems in a variety of fields, including business, astronomy, climate research, robotics, defense, biology, and genetics, in finance, and so on. So here a bachelor degree in mathematics is required, followed by a master degree in mathematics. So you can also work as a statistician. So population statistics, crime, healthcare, business, accidents and insurance, ecology, agriculture, politics, and other fields require statisticians. Their primary responsibilities include data interpretation and analysis. They may also be involved in questionnaire design and data collection. So here a bachelor degree in mathematics or statistics is required, followed by a master degree in statistics or some advanced level of diploma course in statistics. Actuarial scientist. Actuarial scientists deal with all kinds of risks, including financial, insurance, and commercial risks. They assist businesses in resolving complex issues and developing policies. They might, for example, determine the cost of a life insurance policy by forecasting the chance of heart disease, cancer, and other chronic illness in a group of people. They use their better knowledge of business, statistics, and data to do this. Actuaries estimates the danger of uncertain and unpleasant future outcomes in a variety of industries, including finance, banking, insurance, healthcare, and corporate policy. So here one will require a bachelor degree in mathematics or in statistics or in economics or in BCom or actuarial science. Following that, one must pass the actuarial common entrance test, ACET, and then the actuarial science stages. There are 4 stages, including several papers. So one can also work as research analyst in operational management. But operational researchers are tasked for resolving complicated problems involving the efficient allocation of resources such as material, personnel, machinery, time, and money. They use math to improve corporate strategies and operations in areas including distribution, transportation, manufacturing, logistics, supply chain, inventory management, and scheduling, among others. So a bachelor degree in mathematics, statistics, engineering, or management is required, followed by an MBA in operations management. So if you want to do research in inventory management, then master degree in mathematics is enough. But if you want to do this sort of research in industry, then an MBA degree will be much helpful. So data scientist. So data scientists work with data of several forms, such as cell numbers, transportation costs, consumer demographics, and internet search behavior. These are just a few. They examine and analyze this information to detect patterns and draw conclusions that can be used to make business decisions. Organizations used to generate such data, but it is the work of data scientists only to make sense of those data and transform them into a format that can be used to develop business strategies. Data scientists can also assist firms in increasing profitability, launching improving products, and streamlining procedures. So big data is a related area but it deals with massive volume of data that typical tool cannot handle. Professionals in this sector spend their days dealing with statistics, data, and statistical tools. So it may be ideal for those who enjoy maths. So a bachelor degree in mathematics, statistics, or engineering is required, followed by another degree in data analytics or in big data analytics or business intelligence. Students that are interested in this sector can also pursue a variety of online courses. Market researcher. To assess the prospective sales of a product or service, market researchers investigate the market and consumer preferences towards that brand's items. They do this by collecting and analyzing information about market circumstances, competitors, and customers. This aids business in developing a business plan, designing commercials, and marketing their goods. A bachelor degree in mathematics, statistics, economics, or psychology is required. So psychometrician. Psychometricians design tests for or questionnaires to assess various psychological characteristics. They do this by gathering data from a sample, preparing and analyzing it, and using various statistical approaches to create a final set of questions for the final test. Psychometricians spend a lot of time obtaining data and doing statistical studies on it. Therefore, data and numbers are an important element for their work. A bachelor degree in psychology followed by a master degree in psychology or in statistics or some advanced level diploma course in statistics should work. So in financial and economic sector, the development of quantitative approaches and computational model utilized in the financial industry is known as financial mathematics. Applied mathematics and computational science are used by banks, insurance business, investment and securities firms, energy companies and utilities, multinationals, corporations, government regulatory institutions, and other industries. To support investment decisions, design and price new securities, manage risks, and select, manage, and optimize portfolios. Sophisticated mathematical models and the computational tools and abilities required to implement them are used. Economics may help in a variety of fields such as finance, development, education, agriculture, business, the environment, politics, and so on. Mathematics is an essential tool for an economist because many economic ideas are expressed as mathematical and statistical models. So here, a bachelor degree in economics or finance is required, followed by an advanced course or degree in economics, econometrics, applied economics, finance, or financial mathematics, industrial mathematics, etc. System biology. So a career in this domain could involve using a variety of mathematical and computational techniques. The employment of sophisticated mathematical and computational methods, for example, is required to map and understand the human genome. This is just an example. New and improved mathematical tools make research faster and less expensive, opening up new career prospects in fields such as technology, medicine, and medication development and design. In material science sector, material science is the study of existing and new materials such as metallic alloys, composites, liquid crystal, biological material, and thin films, as well as their properties, processing, and manufacture. Mathematical models and computational tools are essential for the rational design and study of materials. Science, manufacturing, and material design careers abound for application in industries like aerospace, engineering, electronics, biology, and nanotechnology. So in environment, ecology, and epidemiology. Professionals in these domains may model populations and their intersection by using mathematics. The spread of infection, occurrence and reoccurrence of viruses under various circumstances may also be modeled with the help of mathematics. management of ocean fisheries, and the study of insect population growth, dispersal, and response to insecticides are other examples in these domains where mathematics can play a crucial role. So another field is computer animation and digital imaging. Scientific computation, statistics, signal processing, linear algebra, control theory, and computational geometry are all used substantially in computer animation algorithms. There are various pathways and professional options to explore with a broad and fascinating set of applications in areas such as medical diagnostics, entertainments like film, television, and video games, and also in fine arts like dancing, sculpture, and painting. So here are some examples of organizations that hire mathematicians, academic and research organizations. So there are several government laboratories and government research wings, electronics, computer and software firms, financial and investment firms, insurance companies, engineering research such as manufacturing, research on manufacturing, research on design, etc. Communication service providers like in internet sector, telecommunication, wireless sector, in analytics and forecasting agencies, aerospace and transportation equipment manufacturer or service providers, chemical or pharmaceutical manufacturers, consumer product companies, energy firms, medical equipment producing companies, producer of petroleum products. These are just a few examples. There are so many others. Organizations, they can also hire mathematicians. So what kind of problem would you wish to solve with mathematics? And that will depend on your career opportunities. So what kind of problem actually you wish to solve with the help of applying mathematics? So here I list a few such examples. So how can mathematics help e-commerce systems improve their rating prediction, performance, and improve the customer experience based on previous purchases, behavior, and interest? In the event of a bioterrorism attack, how would disease spread in inhabited regions and how would it be contained? How can one design a detailed plan for a clinical trial? Building such a plan requires advanced statistical skill and sophisticated knowledge of the design of experiments. Next, how can automakers and aircraft manufacturers assess performance, safety, and ergonomics while reducing prototype construction and testing cost? Then how to determine the psychometric characteristic of a mathematical problem-solving performance assessment employed in public school with a focus on iterator reliability, scoring reliability, and validity. Is it possible to combine mathematical model with efficient computational implementation to provide practical low-cost simulations that may be used to guide computer-chip design and manufacturing? So what role does fairness play in economic behavior? In the face of uncertainty, how do people act? In order to address all these questions, mathematics can play a role. So what may be the effective approach for a good career in mathematics? So here I list down 4. So first take a look at a major or major minor combinations. So you may look for degree programs in mathematics and academic disciplines or fields that require mathematical and computational skill. Combining mathematics with such a field can be quite beneficial for your career. Next, second, explore your institution's resources as well as internship and summer program opportunities, as well as other institutions, labs, research organizations, and industry visits. Third, by joining mathematical and scientific societies, attending conferences and meetings, and volunteering for committees and relevant community service opportunities. You may also try to build a network of contacts to keep you updated in your area of interest. Fourth, learn how to express mathematical ideas to someone who is not familiar with your field in an engaging and succinct manner. Simultaneously, you can also focus on developing the necessary mathematical and other skills to assist you get the career you want. So next, where can I get more information about maths career? So here I have listed down some websites and one book. So you can go to the website of the Mathematical Association of America, American Mathematical Society, Society for Industrial and Applied Mathematics, Institute for Operations and the Management Sciences, Society of Actuaries. So here is also a book by M. Manhattan, Fellowship and Funding Opportunities for School Students, The Way Forward, Strategies for Achieving the Career Goals in Scientific Research. So it is published by Indian National Science Academy, New Delhi. So this book is freely available. This book can be read by our school students also. So here are some sources, then you may look for. I have also used some information from these sources in designing my slides and preparing my slides. So here I have listed down some sources. You can go through these sources to have some more information on the issues that I have mentioned. So I wish to conclude my talk with these three famous quotes. Last one is already told by Dr. Manoj. Wherever there is number, there is a beauty. There is beauty. By Proclus. He was a philosopher. He was a great philosopher. So pure mathematics is in its way the poetry of logical ideas. We all know Albert Einstein, he told like this: pure mathematics is in its way the poetry of logical ideas. So as Dr. Manoj has already mentioned, Sakundala Devi has once said, without mathematics, there is nothing you can do. Everything around you is mathematics. Everything around you is numbers. So with this, I want to wind up my presentation. Now it's over to you, Dr. Pankaj.
Thank you, Dr. Datta. I think extensive presentation about diversified opportunities in mathematical sciences. I think the students will be benefited. If we share the slides with them, I hope you will agree to that. So actually, there are few queries about physics and physical sciences, but we invited one special resource person, Dr. Ritupon Sharma from Department of Physics, Tezpur University. Dr. Sharma, are you here?
Yes, I'm here.
Yeah, so I think, yeah, I know that time is really short now, but yeah, it's like you take some time to at least give some idea to the students about opportunities.
Sure.
Yes, please, over to you, Dr. Sharma.
Okay, so as I came to know at the last moment, so I couldn't prepare my slides, but then I think I have to show something. So very quickly, I will share my screen and then we'll say something about that. Okay. And I would ask you to please tell me all the questions that is regarding physics, and I will answer one by one on the same thing. All right. So can you see my screen?
Yes, it's visible.
Okay. All right. So because I have to do in a hurry, so I will very quickly go through this. What are the things that we can do? Look, we are talking about the career opportunities in physics, so which means we really wanted to study something on sciences, but not necessarily you can only constrain to science. You can do many more once you learn a little bit of things here and there. So first of all, if you are a 10+2 student, then the opportunities that you are looking for is like a ocean. All right, but then if you are a science student, of course you have to study physics. Now, the key point I'm going to tell you right over here is, whatever you study, if you are good at it, or if you want to be good at it, there is no boundaries. You can do whatever subject you want. For example, if you want to study physics in 10+2, or after that the question is, what are the things that one can do? Of course, 10+2, you have physics, chemistry, biology, mathematics, and then some language subjects. So you can very well go for a pure science. If you are interested in a pure science, that means you want to go something about teaching, research, or you want to work in some kind of an industry, then this is the best platform. Now, in pure science, you can do an integrated course, which is integrated MSc in physics in all the ISERs that has come up, including BS and MS in ISC Bangalore, and in almost not almost, a few of the IITs also have this integrated master's course, so one can very well opt for that. And once you have this integrated master's course, means it is just like a pure science. If you go BSc plus MSc, all right, you can do separately. You go for BSc and then you perform the Master of Science in Physics, so that is one of the option. Or you can directly enter some exam, and those after 10+2 you can very well clear the exam and directly go into either integrated MSc course or integrated PhD course. Okay, so there is no boundaries in it. And some of the institutes are ISERs. There are many good ISERs, but I will suggest that there are a few ISERs which are really good in terms of Bachelor of Sciences and as well as Master of Science. And of course, once you pursue the Master of Science, you can very well go for PhD and all in the same institute, or you can very well go abroad after clearing some of the competitive exams. For example, if you can very well clear some of the exams like NET, GATE, and using that, you can very well go for PhDs in India as well as in Germany and Singapore. Okay, please note this point. So once you clear the NET and GATE exam, you can really apply in Bangalore, or sorry, Singapore and Germany with the same Indian exam. So that is credited in Germany and Singapore. So that is one of the options. So now in 10+2, you can also have the technology. If you want to go, you can very well pursue BTech, BE, and then of course you can go for MTech, and that will give you an opportunity to work in the area of industries. And you can also pursue, after administrative services, after you complete your BSc in physics or any subject you like. And then of course you can go for MBA, and then you can also try for UPSC and IAS exams, or so on and so forth. And if you somehow do not like physics or any other subject in science, you can very well choose this humanity, sciences, language, literature, and you can go for finance as well. And I'm very sure that all of you are good at adding, subtracting numbers, so you can very well go for finance and all this. And of course, you probably can go for job opportunities as well. So the opportunities are enormous. Now, if you are 10+2+3 students, then of course, what you can do, you are already chosen the course in pure science, which means you are doing a BSc in physics. So if you are doing a BSc in physics, you can still look for integrated PhD in both ISIS and ISC as well as few of the IITs. Okay. Now, once you do that, you clear some competitive exam and you can do the same thing PhD. Once you do a PhD, there are many sub branches. Okay, so you can very well go for teaching, and of course you can go on research. For example, once you have done your PhD, or if you are doing a master in physics, you have an opportunity in BARC and ISRO, where we make this nice satellites and all, right? The vehicle that we send. So there are a lot of branches which are there. So you can very well go for this. So the physics is one of the opportunities that you have. If you learn physics, it is a study of nature, what is around us. So with that, the opportunities are enormous. All these things people has talked over the last 2.5 hours probably, and that can be achieved by saying that, okay, I want to go for this. All right, so I don't want to specify each and everything one by one, but I just want to make sure that, once you understand something, you be good at it. Whatever you do, that's it. All right, and the opportunities are enormous. And I will probably I will say, because it is 2.5 hours. The students or the participants are listening, so they are also getting annoyed. So I would really like to answer their queries rather than saying what they can do. I wanted to know what their likings and dislikings are. So if you, Pankaj, if you can give me specific questions, I will reply very quickly.
Thank you, Dr. Sharma. Within short notice, you came and shared so many useful informations. Initially we had a lot of participants, but because the session is now getting longer, I think many of them have left.
Yeah, that is very much understandable.
So we have received some queries through, the submission form. I think we will not take up those at this moment. Maybe we'll give chance to the existing participants if they have some questions to ask live. But I will share all the questions to all the resource persons and the email address, so that they can actually give some, reply to those candidates. So here I'm getting some questions from the chat box.
Yes.
I think one is asking about botany opportunities. I think in the environmental science sections, Dr. Ray has already covered some of the opportunities in botany sections. Then there is a comment from Zitis saying that for those who love basic science and maths, ISR offers integrated MSc, BS, MS, so what also Dr. Sharma has recently mentioned. And yeah, I think that is a good point. Some ISRs also offer art and climate science courses. Yes, thank you, Zitis, for that. He's saying that I am master's student, I am interested in research, but my parents are kind of worried of job opportunities after acquiring a PhD. Okay. I am not sure if I should go for a postdoc or go on to be a professor. So, any advice? And I am from chemistry background. I have a friend from math who also has questions related to this.
Okay. So, shall I answer this question, or yes, somebody else want to answer?
No, you can take, and then others can also comment on this, because this is a very common query, I guess.
Yeah. What was his name? I mean, if I know his name, it will be better. Pankaj, his name, the questionnaire name?
Jitis Joy.
Pardon?
Jitis Joy.
Okay, Jitis. Oh, very good question. I tell you one thing. If you are already, or if you have already done a PhD, it's the best thing that you can do, because please welcome to the group where people are mad, all right, just like us. Mad at what? That is a key point. Mad at what you like. Okay. Now, if you are, very much interested in science and you want to pursue a research, please do not stop yourself. And in terms of opportunities, whatever you can do in all the technical courses or all the basic courses or any other MBA jobs. If you want to go to IIM, and even then there is no restriction, you can go for IAS exams also. If you are within 28, I guess you can very well prepare for that as well. So the opportunities are not limited. And besides the fact that what you can also do is go for postdoc. That is one opportunity. Or otherwise, there are if you said you had done PhDs or something like that in chemistry, the pharma companies offer a lot of opportunities to the chemistry. I don't know which branch of chemistry. If you're organic chemistry, you have hit the jackpot. All right. If you are an organic chemist, then of course you have a jackpot, and you can very well go and apply for pharmaceutical companies. And besides, suppose you had done a polymer science, then there are companies who does polymer. And then silk. Silk is one of the, so all the governments industries, they need the chemist. Okay, and so that is another opportunities in that. But that, of course, it is a not government job, but it is an industry oriented job, right? And that is another prospect in it. And of course, if you like teaching, if you really like teaching and research as well at the same time, then you should go for a postdoc. Without postdoc, I find it a bit difficult that you will be in any of the good institute without a postdoc. A postdoc means you have an experience, okay? And people, of course, count your experience, and that is what it is. And the connection grows not only in India and abroad as well. So that is why people ask you for a postdoc. But apart from that, bang on, okay? So please go ahead, and it is a very good thing.
Okay, so anyone present now want to ask questions live to any one of our resource persons? Yata jodi konoba ase, konobai proshno khutibo bicharise neki amar karobak?
I could see one question from Himanshi Sharma. It was like, please highlight the entrepreneur point. Is that Himanshi what you asked? Okay. I am very much interested in astrophysics, but I am confused that in which subject should I do my master's right now. All right. Himanshi, the question is very, very simple. Entrepreneur means you are developing a company. Okay. So whatever a small industry you create, and if the returns are good, if you want to create a bamboo industry, you are appointing some engineers with design degree, okay? They will make this. And you can also do many of the stuffs. And apart from the fact that suppose you want to build some science you have done, and you want to build one of the object. Say for example, you want to measure the echo or ECG of your heart, so that people knows. You can very well connect to your cell phone and give a warning cell. So if you want to make such an electronic device which will give you the answer within few seconds and which are cost effective, then of course you can build a company as a startup company on that point. Okay, you have to, of course, you have to build something. You write a project, submit to either to the government, or you can raise the funding from different industries to buy your patent or whatever the design you have done. All right. And once you have done this, of course, once it grows, then you can appoint all the other guys in the thing. Right. Now you're coming
I just would like to add there. Actually,
yes.
Nowadays government is actually now encouraging through the Startup India. They are actually streamlining many of these process of entrepreneurs once you have an idea. And especially I'm telling you about from biotechnology sector, there are even seed grants, because when you want to start a business, you need some money. Many people have excellent ideas, but they are basically afraid of starting a business, just thinking that, oh, I don't have money. But I'm telling you, if you have excellent business ideas, if you have done market survey and you have a know-how or whatever, I think in today's world, there is no lack of money. So for example, there is one thing called Biotechnology Ignition Grant, big grant. So at BIRAC, there is a council. They actually nowadays giving a good amount of funding for starting business. And there are so many other NGOs and in fact, different organizations, charity, they are giving funds for starting business and all. So even though it is not easy, but also nowadays I should mention that many of the Institute of Higher Learning, including TESCO University, IITs, and many other IISCs, they have actually something called incubation centers nowadays. Okay,
Correct.
the government supported incubation centers, because to start a business, you need a place for incubation, who will support your, streamline your business and ideas and all these things. So many of these organizations, including TESCO University, IITs, and other institutes, have nowadays something called academic startups, right? Academic incubation centers. So I mean, yeah, the process is getting, I won't say that this is very smooth, but things are getting better than before. Yeah.
Yeah, that's it. That's it. I mean, that is the point. Once you have an idea, people are ready to give you opportunities, and of
Okay.
course, you have to find the right balance.
So,
Now,
yeah, any live question anyone wants to ask?
yeah, Iman C had asked questions. She wrote, "I'm very interested in astrophysics, but I'm confused that in which subject should I do my masters? Right now, I'm doing my BSc." Okay. Himansi, the straight answer. If you are doing a BSc in physics, and if you want to study astrophysics, for example, then of course you have to do your masters in physics. All right. Now, but what opportunity you want to take, what you want to do in future, please make up your mind. Okay, it is not like you want to do something here, something there. Please make up your mind. And if you think that no, I want to do a science, pure science, then you please go for MSc in physics or integrated PhD. Okay, I will suggest you go ahead with integrated PhD, because then the your astrophysics, you said, is your interest area. Your interest area might change over time and you don't really know. Okay, so be sure what you want to do. And if you are thinking that you are going to study only astrophysics, go ahead with MSc, or I will suggest integrated PhD in physics. All right. And yeah.
Sir, one additional thing, if they got the admission in premier institution, then they do the integrated MSc and PhD. But there are some not good institutes, means you can...
no, all institutes are good. Okay, Manoj, I mean, I want to share this.
Just, yeah,
please don't say
there
this.
Are some growing institution.
No.
So,
yes, please refrain from making that statement, that the good institute only because there is a good environment, and there are opportunities, people say, but all institutes are good. Only the thing is, we do not know which opportunities to we have to take, and that's about it. I mean, that's why if we cannot do a MSc in or integrated PhD or integrated masters, why not we do a BSc plus MSc? So that is also fine. I mean, all students are good, all institutions are good, and therefore we don't really have to worry about that. Only the thing that we need to know, we have to good at whatever we do.
No, I am telling just a good sense in the means of facilities. Means
Of course,
there are most of the institution is in the growing stage. Then they have not having the laboratories like this.
Yes, so that I agree.
For experimental subjects, this creates the problem. If a student not getting the proper experimental experiment, then
this is a very interesting issue. I think this we can actually initiate a discussion later on this separate. But this is very interesting and very important discussion. But I think due to lack of time, thanks for actually initiating the discussion. We have to also stop because long time. And so just last time asking the available participants, do you have any live question to ask? Okay. what are the options of career in computer science. So if you allow me to respond.
Yeah, just
so basically, you know, computer science already in the mathematics section.
I have mentioned there. If
Yes.
you have the BTech degree in computer science or master degree in computer application after BSc in mathematics, so you can you make a career in the computer programmer, or there are so many chances in you make your career in software developer and web designer, software consultant like these, and database administration. And one more thing, if you have the deep understanding of the mathematics and computer science, then you can go inside the coding theory and cryptography is the most demanding in this time. So in coding theory, you can make a strong code, and generally you are having, everyone is facing the problem of codes. If they in the digitalization time, most of the things is password protected, and you save your data by having strong code like this thing, and also secure our message by the making your career in cryptographer, means use of the algebra in cryptography and message security like these things. So these things we have to learn inside the coding theory and cryptography with the use of mathematics. And here computer science is the most important thing. If you learn the programming, then you can do these things. And before learning the programming, mathematics is the essential things is there, and discrete mathematics is the most important things for there, which help us to understand the logic. Without understanding the logic, we cannot write a good program, and not helpful for our strong code and secure message. So these are the things.
So also Dr. Heman has actually included in his presentation about, actually computer science doesn't always mean programming. I tell you is a very simple example. I had a friend, in my MSc, and he was from BSc Microbiology and MSc Bioinformatics. When we are doing MSc, he used to speak 4 human languages, and he used to do computer programming in 14 computer languages. And now, being a BSc Microbiology guy, he is now working as a system administrator in Google headquarters in California. So nowadays, what I am saying about is non-conventional career aspects nowadays. So to some extent, it is not about what is your certificate, what is your academic credentials, but what the industry wants in today's world is basically your skills to work in a team, your skills to work in an interdisciplinary environment, your skills to solve problems and develop solutions. So nowadays the recruiters, mostly, when you go to the human resource department and interviews and all, they actually look into all this. So the academic degrees and qualifications those are called hard skills. But when you go and face interviews, they mostly value the soft skills. Soft skills are like this: how to communicate, how to think critically, how to work in a team, right? So these are very important. So any other live question? The questions are popping up now, so Dr. Patel, shall we stop now because it's 6:20 now?
Yeah, sure. So
yeah, I think it's a good idea. We can always communicate through email.
But I think I'm really appreciating all the participating members as well as our resource persons, especially the enthusiasm among the young people, the students. It's really, really encouraging, and what we realize that this kind of very focused programs, webinars, subject-specific webinars will be necessary in future. And I think Indian National Young Academy of Sciences in general, and also our Northeast local chapter, will look into the future possibilities of arranging domain-specific interactions because we can see that there are so many diversified interests within the subject itself, and there are so many queries, very interesting queries. Yeah, I think we'll try to answer some of the questions later on through email or something like that. But in between, we'll share our slides. Anything else anyone would like to add from our organizing team?
Yeah, vote of thanks from Dr. Akshay.
So to sum up, in the sense, like I was reading the questions in the chat box and all. See, for example, there was this question on integrated PhD versus direct PhD. See, more than where you plan to go, it is like when you plan. It's the moment that you plan. Because if you are in class 12 in the final semester, and if you want to do a integrated bachelor's, or if you are in a third year of a bachelor's degree, final semester of a bachelor's degree, and if you want to do a integrated PhD, then it's not the right time. You have to prepare well in advance. You have to prepare well in advance. You should have 1 or 2 options of which institutes you would be going. So that if you are going for an integrated PhD program, then PhD first semester itself, you should be preparing for that. So obviously integrated PhD is better because it sort of saves some time for you. And also, as rightly Pankaj mentioned, that your degree and what you pursue in future will not be related. It all depends upon your passion, your like the way you present yourselves, and you should also understand that science is no longer compartmentalized. It's all interdisciplinary factors that matter. But then, I think the session has been very good, and I should thank all the organizers for giving me opportunity to be present here. Thank you, Pankaj from my side, and Manoj from.
Okay, I don't know, because most of the people they left. Mr. Jaguram Bora from the Children's Academy, he sent me a message that he had some network issue, so he had to leave. But he thanked for organizing this event, and I thank you all. And we hope this is not the end. This is the beginning. And in future, we'll be happy to have interactions with the students, not only from Northeast India, but also from all across the country. And they are always welcome to contact us whenever they want any help or any mentoring or anything. So with this, I think I take this privilege to conclude this session, and thank you for all of your help and participation in this event. Thank you very much.
Yeah, sure.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you very much to us.
Thank you.